giving you the real from A to Z surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with A to Z Sports. Live with Will Steele.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Oh, yeah. It's Friday, and y'all know what that means. Good morning, good people. Welcome to A to Z Sports Live. I am your host, Will Skywalker Steele. Y'all know, yes, that's right, Wavy. It's Feel Good Friday, Freaky Friday, whatever you want to call it. It's Friday, and I love to bring it in with some energy because I love Fridays. Who doesn't love Fridays? Ah, man, I'm ready. All right, coming up today, we're going to take a look at a few areas the Cowboys can improve, right? And I'm going to give y'all my favorite picks, my Friday favorite picks of the week for the slate of slate of football, because Cowboys don't play this weekend. All right, so I'll give y'all some picks. And then we'll go into the Fan Friday mailbag segment. And, of course, have the phone lines open. Here you go right there, 351-999-3787. 351-999-3787. It's Friday. This is for y'all today. Hey, we already got people here talking about free Jabril Cox. Is that what we doing? That's how we start this thing off. All right, man. Y'all can't tell. I got some energy today, man. It's Friday. We got Eagles, Cowboys on Monday. Some friends and fam coming down this weekend. A lot of Cowboys content creators coming down. It's going to be a amazing week, I think. Weekend for Cowboys fans down here in Dallas, man. If you can't come down, cool. Make sure you kick it with me and Jesse on Monday night. We will be having the pre-halftime and post-game show to bring y'all that energy that you're missing out on, man. That you're missing out on. Shout out to those in the chat already. Devon, Lissay, Mark, Brandon, Sadiqa, Trey Mang, the 8-ish gang. That's right. Extreme Assassin. Kevin, I see you. KD, a.k.a. Swaggy P. Loopy. Hey, Loopy, 1-800-8-POTATO. Crazy YouTube name, but I got one of your questions. It's going to be on the mailbag later, so stick around. Devin, Wavy. My guy James, what's up, brother? Alejandra, my lady in the building. C. Burleson, David Royal, and the many, many more coming through. Y'all know how we do. Mic check, mic check. 1, 2. Ready, baby. Spitting bars and everything. Donnell Jenkins already with the heat. He coming. He want the smoke today. Where is Eastside? I'm waiting. I am waiting. Stevie Mack. Haven't seen Eastside in a while. Yeah, where you at? You knew he wasn't going to come in here. If y'all don't know, Eastside Harold is a Texans fan. And before we get into the roundup, we could talk briefly about that game because it's a little bit of a preview for next week, right? Week 4. The Cowboys will be playing the Panthers, who are a surprising 3-0. 3-0. They play the Jets, they play the Texans. But, hey, 3-0 is 3-0. Not going to lie to you, though. Feels a bit Cowboys 2019-ish, right? You know, play the Dolphins, the Giants, and the Washingtons. Not good teams, and they were 3-0. So, hey, shout out to Lupe. He joined the membership squad. Appreciate you, dog. Appreciate you. Good morning, David C. My guy, Crumb in the building. Said Eastside's on suicide watch. I don't know why. He should know his team's not good. But anyway, how y'all feel about Sam Darnold? Because I woke up, saw all this praise about Darnold, and a part of me wants to say, whatever. But another part of me has to be like, okay, he does look better. He looks more confident. He looks more sure of himself. But I'm not really that scared of Sam. I mean, I'm not saying I'm scared, but I don't. Sam Darnold, yeah. The big news coming out of that game, though, is the Cowboys are likely going to be facing Sam Darnold and the Panthers without Christian McCaffrey. Now, that's massive. And then on the defense side of the ball, they won't have J.C. Horn. That's massive. So, you're going to get a Sam Darnold coming in here, but he's going to be hampered on the offensive side of the ball. So, I don't know. I respect, like, Sam Darnold's not without talent. Like, he's not a bum, right? Like, he can throw the rock. He can fit it where it needs to fit. But, he's still to me. Yeah, that's just how I feel about it, man. How'd y'all feel about Sam and those guys? James says, we got the blueprint for the Panthers. Did you see Sam Darnold stare down his favorite targets all game? That's a good point. That's a good point. Oscar says, well, he did beat us when he was with the Jets. I mean, that was just a disastrous game all the way around. He did. The first half, he was on fire. He was tearing the Cowboys up. But we're talking about Jeff Heath. We're talking about Cheeto. We're talking about, the Rob Marinelli defense at that time. And, no Cooper, no, who was the other one? Cobb, no Tyron Smith, no Lyle Collins. No, it was rough. That was just a rough game, but, he did beat the Cowboys, I guess. Yes, David says he's going to be seeing ghosts again. I feel that way, too. Yeah. I did want to see Horn Trey just because, I like to see these rookies when we play them. It sucks, man. If you guys don't know, J.C. Horn, one of the guys that the Cowboys fans and the brass were interested in the draft, broke a few bones in his foot, and his season is likely done, unfortunately. So, prayers out to him and his family, and hopefully he can get back next year and come back strong. I like J.C. Horn and the Horn fam. All right, guys, let's hop on in. It's Fan Fridays, Feel Good Friday. Oh, later, too, we're going to do something. This is going to be a fun show. We're not really going to get too serious today. But later on, what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you guys, who do you think will be invited to the cookout next week, too? We'll do that every Friday and see how that rolls. But cookout candidates, we'll do that later. Cookout candidates. But I'm looking at my fossil because it ain't a Gucci, but I don't even got my fossil on, but it's about that time.
Looking at my Gucci, it's about that time.
It's time! It's time! It's time!
It's time! It's time!
Time?
It is time for.
It's time for the morning roundup. Round 'em up, boys.
The good news, David. Amari Cooper. That's the good news. We'll get to that, though. This is the morning roundup presented by Texas Family Fitness, a solution for your fitness goals. I was just there again yesterday, and I just more and more impressed every time I go, man. I'm starting to fall in love with that dang old place. And I'm not like a big, bulky guy. I just like to try to stay in a little bit of shape. You know what I'm saying? But Texas Family Fitness is a solution for your fitness goals, whether it be for weight loss, strength, toning up, sports, or stress relief. Our friends over at TFF have everything you need from state-of-the-art equipment, group classes, and experienced professional certified trainers. So if you're looking to begin your fitness journey, head on over to any of the 9 locations in the DFW area or visit TexasFamilyFitness.com. So you wanted to know the good news. There's like more than one. Amari Cooper's one. He was on 105 through the Fan. I happened to be heading over to Texas Family Fitness, and I caught his interview with G-Bag Nation. I should have pulled the audio. My apologies for that. But essentially, he said, I'm going to be fine for Monday. He said, I'm getting better and better. He's going to play. Remember yesterday, we weren't sure. I felt that Amari Cooper would play, but we really weren't sure. Boom. It's stamped. He's likely going to be playing. It's just bruised ribs. I think, like my guy Jesse always says, they give you some good drugs on game day. I think he'll be fine. So you'll see that much anticipated matchup between Amari Cooper and Darius Slay. His interview actually was really good. Cooper's just an interesting cat. But they asked Cooper about, hey, man, would you be offended or excited if they put the number 1 corner on CD Lamb? And he said both. Both, like, come on, man, it's me. Put your number 1 on me. But also, all right, you want to put your number 1 on CD? Cool. I'll just eat up your second cornerback. He made a good point in that interview about how the Cowboys approached the Eagles last year in their matchup. They put their number 1 on Coop, and it opened up stuff in the first half. for who was it over there? Gallup, and Gallup was killing him. Then they moved Slay over to Gallup, and then Coop start killing him, and they all forgot about CD Lamb, and Lamb went off. That was the game where all three of the receivers had their best performances together. I could see something similar happen again, although this defense, we talked about it, and we can talk about it again today. This defense is more of they're going to stay in that too high shell a lot, but I don't think they'll get stubborn. I think they'll come out of it because I think we're going to crush them on the ground, honestly, if they stay back there. I'm just being real. The other good news, Chauncey Golston is going to be debuting on Monday Night Football against the Eagles. And yesterday, a few of you guys in the chat said that when I was concerned about the 3-tech position, and I still am concerned, because we don't have the bodies, Golston's name got thrown out there. Hey, we can put Golston there. We can put Golston there. He's likely going to have to play inside. Strangely enough, between Randy Gregory, Anai, Basham, Kamara, and even with Parsons potentially coming down because we saw he was working with the D's again, strangely enough, you might be okay at that position. You at least have the bodies. You don't have the bodies at 3-tech. So I expect to see Chauncey Golston sliding inside. And Mike McCarthy said that during the rookie camp, he was most impressed with Chauncey Golston. Let's say says Golston is a big dude. So to me, he's a long guy. Pause. But he's still slight for a full-time 3-tech. So what I'm hoping is they maybe move Golston at the 3-tech for a NASCAR type package, right? For a third and long package, you have Osa, Golston, RG3, Anai, or RG3. Oh my goodness. Randy Gregory, RG94, and Parsons, right? Maybe a Parsons on one of those packages, but I would like to see Golston slide inside. What's up, Reek?
I won't make.
Well, yeah, I do that too, man. And then finally, as we wrap up this morning roundup presented by Texas Family Fitness, Phillies coach Nick Sirianni. I always find these things interesting. He's wearing this Beat Dallas shirt, and apparently he's going to be wearing this Beat Dallas shirt all week. And his kids are going to be wearing it, his wife, and he's got the players wearing it. And he's trying to really, pump up the rivalry, which is kind of corny to me. I'm going to be real with y'all. I mean, I listen, the Philly, you could tell he's new to this thing. You don't need to do that to get these players, the fans, the cities pumped up for this rivalry. I think it's kind of corny. I think it's, and see, this is an omen to me. Listen, I don't want to give away everything because I want y'all to tune in on Monday night, but I feel really good. That's all I'm gonna keep saying until Monday night, but I feel really good. And I'm not saying this means anything, right? This is just a shirt or whatever. It's just, I got this feeling, right? I just got this weird feeling. He said that this rivalry reminds him of an old college rivalry. Nick. First of all, Nick, I need to know where you been at. What is this? Exactly, April. What are we, 12? This isn't a college rivalry. This rivalry, and listen, I respect college sports, and I know there's some major college rivalries out there, but you're new into this when you are comparing it to some kids' rivalry. We hate Philly. Period. College rivalry.
What the hell is even that?
No, you know what's college, Nick Sirianni? Your offense. That's college. And I feel good about Dallas going up against that little college high school offense. But let me reel myself back in, man. What's up, y'all? We back, man. We back. Appreciate y'all joining me for the morning roundup presented by Texas Family Fitness. It is Feel Good Friday, so sometimes you gotta drop that there. Brando says Eagles are the most hated team in our division. Mine's. I know a lot of old school Cowboy fans subscribe to the Washingtons as the most heated rivalry. For me, it was Philly, and I was close. I lived close to Philly, or lived close to DC, but for me, it was Philly because Philly growing up to me was more successful than any other team besides the Giants, who won the Super Bowls. I mean, let's just be real, but it was the Super Bowls, and then it was nothing for the Giants. Whereas Philly was just always so competitive for that 2000 era. I lived in right there. All the Eagle fans, I hated them. I don't know, man. I just feel like for me, it's Philly. Who for you guys, Cowboys Nation, your most hated division rival? Because it all varies. See, Burleson said this is up close and personal, nothing like college. Exactly. My man said this is college. What you talk about, man? I don't hate too many things. And I think I said this to you guys before, Extreme Assassin. I don't hate too many things. In fact, the only thing I hate in this world is the Philadelphia Eagles. Brando says we hate them. Redskins is our oldest unique rivalry, but we all hate those birds. And Giants are blah. That's how I feel about the Giants. I'm like, yeah, Giants, whatever. Primetime says I hate Philly because of the fans. Same way. Germ on the boat. I hate Philly. Gene, the star in the sky. Lassay says ever since the Eagle fan base cheered for Michael Irvin, I've hated them. Sully, F them all. I hate all three. I'm surprised I don't see too many more Washington because a lot of, like I said, old school Cowboy fans. My stepdad subscribes to that fact. He's born in the late 60s, the 70s Cowboy. He hates Washington, and it's similar, right? Washington was successful in the 80s. Eagles were successful in the 2000s. So to me, that's probably why I hate them most. Lupe says, I like watching Green Bay losing more than Philly. I got issues. You got some issues, bro. You got some issues. All right, we got enough people up in here. DJ missed it. He said, what's the good news? The good news is Randy Gregory is back, by the way. He's fully back, was activated off the COVID list. Amari Cooper is going to play on Monday, so he's good to go. And Chauncey Golston will be debuting on Monday as well. So Dallas will have two of their big horses in Cooper and Randy. But getting Randy Gregory and Golston to play this week is massive because of losing Watkins and losing D-Law last week and then also losing Dorrance Armstrong. So finally, right, we've been getting nothing really but bad news to end the weeks, the last 3 weeks. No Zach Martin 1 week, no D-Law the next week, and finally, we get some good news. Some good news. DJ said he was hoping it would be Anthony Brown was being benched. Hey, that'd have been good news. All right, man. Before we get into the mailbag segment of the show, because like I said, I'm not going to keep y'all too long today. It's Feel Good Friday. I know y'all got things to do. Got to get ready to go out. Probably just got paid Friday night. You know what I mean? So I'm going to let y'all do your thing. But before we go and do all that, let's talk about how the Dallas Cowboys can improve. Okay? Because we started the week off good, right? Positive. A lot of positive things, and that's fine. But what was one of the things we talked about coming out that game? There's areas to get better at. I'd rather critique, or I shouldn't say rather, it's nicer to be able to critique the team after a victory than when they lose. There ain't nothing but doom and gloom. So we talked about a lot of the positives this week. What are some of the things the Dallas Cowboys can improve upon? I'll ask you guys prior to me going into my list of things that Dallas could improve upon. And for y'all, it could be players, it could be coaches, it can be specifics, statistics, things like that. Let's talk about it. Brandon B says, thoughts on Jabril? I think he should get a chance this week. And I think somebody might even ask something like that in the mailbag. If Keanu Neal is out, Jabril Cox has to suit up and play, not just suit up and be a special teams guy, right? I feel like he has to play. It's a perfect week, too. Athletic quarterback, tight ends who are going to be, targeted a lot. That's exactly what you want Jabril Cox in there for. Especially, right, if you're going to use Micah Parsons to rush the passer, I definitely need to bring up Jabril Cox. So Adam says we need depth at defensive tackle. We're thin at that position. For a unit, yes, we absolutely need to improve upon that. CD Piglet, a.k.a. Crumb, says pass rush. Yep, that's actually on my list. Stevie Mack, front office. When is Gallimore coming back, Kush? Again, no specific time frame because that was a 5 to 8 week injury. So we really don't have anything right now. I'm thinking he'll be back likely after the first quarter of the season. Is 17 games now, so it really isn't a quarter anymore, but we're going to stick to that. So maybe after week 4, they might just push this thing all the way through the bye. Because if Dallas can get through the bye on this run, it's a potential. They have a potential to go on a run. Then what you do is you may just drag that out, let him get all the way healthy. Then after that bye week, here we go. Let's load up. Loopy says outside linebacker, cornerback 2, and defensive tackle. TC wants Kennedy. A couple people want Kennedy in there. Randall asks, what about Tristan Hill? 6 weeks. When you enter the PUP list coming into the season, you have to stay on the PUP list for 6 weeks. So you can't come off. AJ says, need to improve middle of the field completions. They are sneaking behind us too much. Oh, you're talking about the defense. Okay. All right, let me get to what I think the Dallas Cowboys need to improve upon. Number 1, discipline. Dallas right now leads the league in penalties, and it's not good. Too many times these penalties are leading to first downs and extending drives. And I know that may seem like, it's just you can't control. Yeah, you can. You can. If you look at the top 5 outside of Carolina, you don't want to be in that group with Cincinnati and Atlanta and the Texans. These are bad football teams. And bad football teams are undisciplined. They're undisciplined. So I need them to improve that aspect of the game because we saw it last week. And I'll go right to my next one because that kind of comes in together. Getting off the field on third down. Last week, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, the Chargers didn't punt at all. And when they did punt, what happened? Penalty. Once they gave him the first down, they couldn't get him off the field because they were letting them convert third downs and long drives. So I think they need to get better on third down. They're 20th right now in third down percentage so far to start the season. And you can't do that, right? Like if you're going to commit a lot of penalties that extends drives, then you need to get off the field on third down. Eventually, if those two things continue to go down this path, that's not going to spell good for the Cowboys, in my opinion. Y'all feel me? Sam says we need to improve special teams. Offensive penalties after crossing midfield. Yeah, a few of those holdings offensively. Yep. Wavy says run the ball. I don't need to prove it. I think we're doing fine with the run game. I think we're running ball this game. Lupe says we have to be the worst defense on third and long. It certainly feels that way, man. It certainly feels that way, which is strange because they do pretty decent on first and second down, putting teams in third and long, and then boom, whether it be a penalty or whether it be just getting beat, they can't continue to do that. And then against teams like Philly, come on, don't let a team that, in my opinion, is inferior stick around because you're allowing them to stay in the game by not getting them off the field and then extending drives via penalty. And then my third one, fourth quarter scoring. something that not a lot of people are really talking about here. The Cowboys, I don't know how many teams haven't done this yet, but the Cowboys are one of, I don't know how many teams to not score a touchdown in the fourth quarter yet. They got 9 total points in the fourth quarter in the first 2 weeks of the season. 6 against the Bucks and 3 points against the Chargers. Really the 3 points that counted, but nonetheless. So, again, you want to be a good team. You want to put these teams away. You want to run the ball, milk the clock out. You got to score some points in the fourth quarter, right? They're averaging 4.5 points per game in the fourth quarter so far. That's 26 in the league. And again, I will be critical, and I'll put the pressure on Dak for this, right? Like, listen, there's no blaming anything. I think he's having a good start to the year, all that. But all right, buddy, this is you. Once y'all get down there, it's fourth quarter. I told you guys last year one of the things I wanted to see Dak become better at was in the fourth. He had a phenomenal drive to get the game-winning score. He also had a good drive to go ahead against Tampa, right? But we want the Cowboys to punch these things in the fourth quarter. That way, you're helping your defense, number one, and number two, you can ice the game away when it comes to do that.
Super chat.
Thank you. Dylan with the $35 donation. He says, "Feel Good Friday. Give me a hell yeah." I got you, bro. I got you. Hold on.
Give me a hell yeah. I said, give me a hell yeah.
I got you, man. He says, "I hope you have a good weekend, Sky, and all of Cowboy Nation. We're going to get on the Eagles' heads. Let's go." Love it. Love it. Thank you for the donation, brother. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Stephen White says, penalties first. Yes, penalties have been killing Dallas, for sure. Miss Jackie says, we criticized Dak for scoring in third and fourth quarter last year. Now we are doing the same. Now are we ever satisfied? Well, we gotta be fair. We can't be, you know me. I like to be fair. And if I'm being fair, I'm expecting my $160 million quarterback to do certain things for the team. Now, again, like I said, this isn't coming at Dak saying he sucks or anything like that. This is just, all right, first 2 weeks of the season, we haven't been a good fourth quarter offense in regards to scoring points. Let's get better at that. Just like I did for D-Law last year and in years past for Zeke, if I see that there's something they can get better at, I'm going to bring it out. And I think that Dak and the offense can get better in the fourth quarter in regards to scoring points. I don't think anyone is happy with 9 points in the first 2 games, right? In the fourth quarter. I think they can be better. Sadiqa said, wow, I just realized we play the Panthers next Sunday. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Yep. And then finally, sacking the quarterback. Like, Dallas has to get to the queue. Last week, they rushed the hell out of Herbert. Hat tip to them. They sacked him twice. Those 2 sacks are the only 2 sacks of the season, which I believe is 30th in the league. 30th in the league. Tied for second to last in total quarterback sacks. No bueno. No bueno. We got to get to the queue. Because sacks are huge. Just like getting a holding penalty, it's almost as good as that. In fact, it's better in my opinion. They can help change games. Brando says, I think Quinn isn't big on blitzing. He actually is blitzing, in my opinion, more than I thought he would. He wasn't big on blitzing heading into Dallas, but he's done some cool blitz concepts with the Cowboys. And I think this will be a week-to-week thing. Some teams you may not need to. Some teams you will. Against Tom, I feel like you had to come get him sometimes. Herbert, like I said before, you kind of want Herbert to think that he can fit it in everywhere because he'll make a mistake, and that's what happened. He had 3 interceptions, let's be real, and all 3 of those interceptions were Herbert trying to put it in there. He could have had 4 when he made that throw off his back foot, getting almost sacked. So, but I do like how, I don't know, man. I'm impressed with how Dan Quinn is dialing this thing up a little bit. I am. AJ says their game plan copied the Bucs with getting the ball out quick. But when they weren't, that defense was swarming. We'll get better. Are you talking about the Chargers? The Chargers like to let things develop a little bit because they got those receivers and that quarterback who has a ridiculous arm. But this week, get ready to see a lot of quick stuff, some runs. And if they don't get the ball out quick, you want Jalen Hurts to hold that rock and try to find somebody, because then you can get to him, or he's going to try to make a hero pass and give you an opportunity to take the ball away. That's what he does. Yeah, Skits. We definitely should have had a few turnovers on Justin Herbert, without a doubt. More than 2, I'm sorry. Could have been 3 or 4. Obviously, we got hosed on one of them. Got hosed. Stephen White says, if you're beaten on the line, I don't mind holding to protect Dak, or if you're beaten by a wideout to stop a touchdown. But jumping off sides, no. Yeah, that's tricky one, Stephen, because you're right. If it's like a clear cut, you beat, Dak doesn't see it coming, and he's about to get rocked in a fumble, you kind of want to live with the holding penalty, but it depends, right? Because what if Dak sees it and he can just, step up? I don't want him to hold. Choctaw, what's up, Montana? The penalties are not being well prepared or disciplined. The penalties are from not being well prepared or disciplined. And that was the thing I said at the beginning. That was my very first one. Discipline. Leading the league in penalties is a discipline thing. Now, some of these penalties are sketchy, but nonetheless, even if you say, all right, we've got 4 penalties that are sketchy, that's 19 penalties. That's still top 5 in the league. So you want to kind of cut down on that, like I said, especially if you can't get off the field on 3rd down. Kind of still a mind-blowing stat that the Chargers didn't punt. A lot of those flags were BS, says Lupe. Yeah, some of those things. Like I said, that's why I said, you know what, cut 4 of them out. It's still a high, And let's be real. The one penalty could have altered that first half, which was the run into the kicker, which is the one you're probably talking about. But nonetheless, you put yourself in a position to have that happen, which, again, that's also on the mailbag. 351-999-3787 if you guys want to call in and give your thoughts. Going into this weekend, no Cowboys football on Sunday, so we can enjoy NFL football again, kind of like on week 1, right? We played Thursday, no Cowboys football. We can just sit back, relax, watch, things like that. In fact, I'll go ahead and give you my Friday picks not a ton of picks. I got 3 Friday favorites I like this week. Number 1, I like the Packers over San Francisco. Probably like, well, that's nothing there. One's 2-0. The other one's 1-1. Got blasted week 1 and then got into a fight with the Lions. Eventually pulled through. But this is why I like the Packers against the Niners. Shanahan's too damn scared of Jimmy Garoppolo. That's what I'm seeing, man. I just don't think I don't think Jimmy can go blow for blow with A-Rod, and at some point that's going to have to happen. So I got the Niners losing out to the Packers. I do. I'm not a betting man, but I do. Then I have if you want to call this an upset, some people might not call this an upset. Well, I'm going to call it an upset. I got the Rams beating the Bucs. Yeah. I got the Rams beating the Bucs this week. I think they possess the qualities that you need to get at Tom Brady, and that's obviously a front, right? They got, not only do they have the front with Aaron Donald in the pass rush, right? They have a cornerback who can lock up a guy, and then you can double the other guy. Raheem Morris is a great defense coordinator. Maybe great might be thrown around there. He's a really damn good defense coordinator. So I can see the Rams giving Tom Brady and that Bucs offense some trouble, especially without AB. AB was always going to be the X factor because Goodwin, Evans, somebody gets singled up. If you single up AB in the slot, man, that's money. No AB. Their secondary is suspect, and Matt Stafford's having a good start to the year. So I got the Rams. And then finally, I ain't a betting man, but hear me out. I have the Chargers to cover versus the Chiefs. I'm not taking them to win. The point spread 6.5. I think they will definitely cover that. I don't think it's going to be a touchdown game. This is a division rivalry. I think Herbert, like I said, is a really good quarterback going up against a really bad defense right now. Usually the Chiefs defense finds its footing towards the end of the season. Right now, it's not good. They can't stop the run. They got a playmaker in the back, right, in regards to Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger. But I think the Chargers are definitely going to be able to go blow for blow with the Chiefs and cover the spread at 6.5. It's my Friday faves, man. Those are my Friday faves. K. Richards says, Brady's weakness is pressure up the middle. Donald will have a day. That is absolutely his weakness. Clutch says 49ers might be too physical for the Packers. Defensively, or you mean offensively? They're going to run the ball a lot. They're going to run the ball a lot on the Packers. That could definitely be a deciding factor. Aaron, you know what I mean? Like Aaron Rodgers and that offense is going to find its footing. I think they got their week one corks out. San Fran defense is pretty decent. I'm not going to disrespect their defense. But I think when it comes time for Garoppolo to make plays, I don't think he's going to be able to do it. So if the Niners are going to have to get up on them and then play keep away. All right, let's get into the mailbag before we dip. And I appreciate everyone that dropped some mailbag questions on YouTube. I just grabbed them from yesterday. I didn't get a chance to see this morning. So if you did drop some, my apologies. I got some from Instagram as well. And what we'll do is we'll answer these together. It won't just be me. We'll answer these things together. And let's jump into it.
It's time. It's time. It is time for Mail Time. The mail's here.
You've got mail.
Shout out to Blues Clues. All right, let's get into the mailbag. And like I said, when I do drop these, make sure you follow A to Z Sports on all platforms. That way you can participate in this and have a chance to have your question featured on the show. All right, first question comes from Kobe on Instagram. He says, I know it's very early, but I would like to hear other people's ideas on how to keep Gallup and Pollard, if you think that's even possible, or possibly sign and trade deals somewhat like the NBA. Who you think we could get for either one? I don't really know about who we can get. That's tricky. But a way to keep both of them, I mean, is to obviously sign them. But I have a hard time seeing a team allocate so many resources and cap space to a position like wide receiver, even though it's a passing league. Kobe, 3 wide receivers essentially getting top money. And when I say top money, you know, we know that Lamb is not getting paid top 5 money or anything like that, but he's getting first round money, first round resources. Coop is already getting 20 mil. Gallup is likely going to be asking for anything between 14.5 and 17 mil. That's a lot of resources and money to allocate. So I don't know that they're going to be able to keep them. I love it if they could somehow find a friendly deal. But Tony Pollard's the interesting one, because Pollard's in year 3, and after year 3 in the NFL, you can start to negotiate. I said this earlier when we did our bold predictions at the beginning of the year. I looked at Tony Pollard as I thought he was going to have about 800 rushing yards, about 700 passing yards. I don't know if the 700 passing is going to happen, but rushing absolutely might. You might want to look into maybe extending him on the cheap if you can. I'm just saying. That way you're covered. And if you decide to want to move on from number 21, you're cool. I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying if you do decide to move on from 2-1, you got a good back sitting there. So that's all I'm saying. So I don't think, Kobe, that they're going to extend Gallup. Tim Hume, what's up, Tim? 717 in the building. He said, can draft the number 3 wideout to replace. That's how I've been feeling all off season. I'm like, yeah, it'd be nice to keep Gallup, but I mean, you got Gallup in the 3rd round. You're going to have Cooper. You're going to have Lamb. You can draft a receiver. Clutch says, unfortunately, Gallup will be salary casualty. I mean, not even really a casualty. Casualties, they get cut. They just won't sign him. His contract is going to end. Adrian thinks that Gallup is worth $10 million a year. T-Town wants to give Pollard 4 years, $16 million, all guaranteed. I would definitely try to. Hey, Tony, come here. Come here, buddy. What do you think about this contract here? Let's get you on a hook here. Rika, what's going on, Rika? She said, I think Pollard stays for a team-friendly deal. Gallup won't be keepable. Love him, but we'll have to say goodbye. Well, if Pollard has an exceptional year, he might take a chance on himself. That's why I don't know what the rules are. If you can go to him right now and say, hey, let's extend Tony Pollard, I think I do. Jake also over on, not Jake from State Farm, but Jake from Instagram. What do you believe will be Pollard's role going forward into the upcoming weeks? Let's stay right on Tony. I think it should be exactly what it was last week. Kind of what it was in week 1 too. He had some snaps. I think this is a split. This should be a split backfield. Point blank period. It's been my thought process for the last 2 years. Keep it that way. Mix in TP, mix in Zeke, and you have a better backfield. I know it's real, the buzz topic after week 2 was Tony Pollard versus Ezekiel Elliott. It doesn't have to be that, and it shouldn't be that. We're in the season now. Maybe in the off season, if you want to talk about who to keep and all this other jazz, cool, let's have at it. But right now, both of them together, in my opinion, is the best 1-2 punch in the NFL, the most versatile 1-2 punch in the NFL. Should be happy with that, right? So what y'all think his role should be? To me, his role, split carries. He gets anywhere between 10 to 14, 15 touches. Zeke gets anywhere between, 16 to 18 touches. And it may vary week to week. Those guys may not touch the ball 30 times that week. But they should at least be on the field in their respective roles weekly. Stephen White says, can Noah become the number 2 if we lose Coop and Gallup? I don't think so. I like Noah Brown, but number 2 is asking a lot. I mean, I do like Noah. It'd be interesting. All right, before we get to the rest of the mailbag, Lamont, you're on deck. We're going to go ahead and get into the phone lines. We got my guy Freight Train in the building. What's up, Freight Train?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Man, here's the easiest thing. We have an awesome 1-2 punch going on.
Mm-hmm.
It worked with the Steelers. Look, they had the bus.
Fast Willie Parker.
They had the bus and they had Parker. Look what's going on in Cleveland. This thing can work. Mm-hmm. What happened last week should be the future of the Cowboys for the next couple of years. My thing is, Zeke is doing his job, because had Zeke not been on the field these last 2 games, man, Dak would have got face planted several times. It's just his role has changed, and I think Zeke is turning. He got his money. He's turning to a total team player. Man, I told people, go back and watch those blocks when they did Zeke versus Pollard. It's not a competition. These guys are all hands on deck, like I said the other day. Man, they trying to win a daggone Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They trying to do something.
No, I'm with you, Freight Train. Keep the players. Go ahead.
And my thing, and you incorporate Tony more in the offense, because my thing, it's going to extend Zeke's con for the next 3 to 4 years. They don't realize in 2 more years how we ran him the way we ran them, and I don't want Zeke to touch the ball no more than 250 times this year. You got 17 games plus the playoffs if we make it with no problem. man, we're going to need this. We're going to need all these dogs, the offense, and we're going to need all those dogs at the end of this season, man. We're going and people going to be coming back and clicking at the right time. Sometimes it ain't how you start. It's how you finish. Look what happened to Tampa Bay last year. It's not how they started. When they finished, they clicked at the right time, and they were complete animals like we're going to be.
I love it.
Hey, man, I'm so excited. When I went back and just watched Zeke, how he was just blocking. It was a freak. It was amazing. And go back and look at the wide receivers, how they blocked in this last game. Man, see, those are the small things that people miss out on.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning of the year, McCarthy talked about it, and I think people kind of just dismissed it. I didn't, because I like Tony Pollard. But when he said, listen, we're going to manage Zeke because we understand that this dude has carried the ball 50,000 times in the first 5 years of his career, and we got a capable back in Tony Pollard that can provide a quality 1-2 punch, so that by the time we get to January, if you got to go up to Green Bay, or if you got to go to wherever, right, to play on the road or even just at home in general, because 17 weeks, teams and defenses are tired out, right? They're tired from getting beat. Then you could punch them in the mouth with Ezekiel Elliott if you need to have one of those games, and he's not tired out his damn self. So I'm with you, man. 1-2 punch all the way, and it's a quality 1-2 punch.
Why do you think when I talked to y'all yesterday, that's why I call Zeke the closer.
They called him Mariano Rivera.
He is and I know one guy was like, what is this? Y'all understand how valuable this dude is. He knows his role. Zeke knows his role, and his mind is clear.
I just want to see him be a closer, though. We haven't seen it in the last 2 years because the Cowboys can't get up enough to close. I'm ready to see that. Remember Marion Barber? That was Mariano Rivera. Remember that? Back in 07
you're right.
and 09, Cowboys with just literally 6 minutes is left in the game. Ain't nothing you can do. Leonard Davis, Andre Garrard, Doug Free, whoever was on the line, we just straight ran down your throat. Game over. I can't wait for that to happen. You know, but Dallas has to get
body
up.
blows. Yeah, body blows. All game, body blows. When that third and fourth, especially when that fourth quarter hit, we up. I'm telling you right now, we start getting up about 14 points on people, 17 in that range right there, and we start making more teams one-dimensional. You want to talk about you ain't seen no turnovers like you get ready to see with this opportunistic defense. And what's going to happen is, if Michael Gallup, I've heard, it's a good chance that this is probably his last year. It's okay. You reload. You keep some of your core guys together. Like I said, you know what round you got here, man. The wide receivers come out, brother. Wide receivers come out every year. And on defense, you start using the defensive players through the draft. You get them through the draft. Of course, I want Geno Atkins right now, but that's a side note to go ahead and cheer us up.
Yeah,
but you build through the draft on your defense. And you keep getting those guys in place. Okay, it's gonna come time to pay it. You start paying a couple of your core guys. You go back in the draft, like the man said, 365 days. It's about what you can find out in free agency, but mainly it's the draft. How we built this big dog back in the days, we built a lot of it through the draft. I know salary changes come and go, but we started managing this thing properly. Man, I'm telling you something. We gonna be winning we're gonna be tearing folks up for years.
Hey man, you got Dak Prescott on your squad. You're always gonna have a chance. Point blank. Period. It's their responsibility now to build around it. Appreciate the call, Freight Train.
All right, have a good one, man.
You too, brother. Enjoy your weekend. Let's get 937 up in here. 937, what it is, what it do?
What's good, Scott?
What's going on, man?
Good, man. So Freight Train touched on it. He took the words right out of my mouth. So like Dallas, our fan base, we like to compare a lot of our players, and like we did that earlier with maybe Jalen and Leighton, or it was just a linebacker thing. And Jalen actually, he's not playing great. He's not, but he's
Jalen's fine so
playing
far.
his role.
We shouldn't even really be talking about Jalen's. If you're talking about Jalen Smith right now in regards to playing bad, then you're just talking because he's not playing bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm saying is we were quick to push him out the door, but he's kind of like a nice aspect. Like he's a good piece for us right now. So that's what I want to say with Tony Pollard. Like he's a valuable weapon for Dallas. With that being said, I do think Ezekiel Elliott is more like he's kind of he's more important for the team because what he brings to the table and uses offense. Like you remove Zeke from this offense, it becomes like simple in the case like
that's what I don't understand. Why are people trying to remove him?
Why? Like it wouldn't be hard to figure this out with Ezekiel's offense. Like that wouldn't be upright for much for one. Because I mean I like Tony Pollard, but if we do leave Zeke out, you know, like who's gonna? I mean Pollard's good, but he's not. He's not gonna stand in there and stick his nose in a linebacker to pick up a block for Dak Prescott.
He'll get so, like, ran over, but.
With that being said, though, Pollard is special. When he has the rock, he's special. He can plant his foot in the ground and like smack the goalpost with his head. Like he's electric, and he looks way faster than a 4.5. I know he ran that at the combine.
Nah, he ran like a 4.3 at his pro day. He even talked about his combine. Something was up with him, but he way faster than that 4.5. Way faster than that.
Yeah, he's way faster. I seen that. I said, "There's no way." But I think the Cowboys are using him correctly. It's not one or the other. That's what I want to get through the fan. Like, it's not one or the other. Like, we good. Keep them both on the field. More talent, the better. We see how, like, the season is going for every team is going to be people out every week. Yep. Like, we need as much depth. We need as much depth as possible on the offense and defense. So I think more talent is the better in that situation. I just wish we could stop comparing the teammates and embrace them for the strengths and what they could bring for the team, you know?
Yeah, I mean, especially during the season. Like I said, if y'all want to have this conversation in the offseason, that's fair, right? Like, that's fair. You're trying to think about ways to build the team, where you can maybe cut some corners to get better at, where to move money, and maybe you could like, all that makes sense in the offseason.
Yeah, the money.
We're in the season right now. Like, what are we doing here? We're not making no trades. We're not making no cuts. So you got to find the best ways to utilize what you got. And no one should be angry about what you got in regards to Zeke and TP right now.
I love it.
It's beautiful.
And
the same thing for linebacker. Same thing for linebacker. You have depth. It's beautiful. Why? Like, what are we doing now in the offseason? It was a fair conversation. Hey man, it looks like Jalen's not going to be sticking around here long term. He has a high price tag. Can you get something for him? Can you get something for Leighton? He can't stay healthy. If you can't, you can't. Now we're in season. Be happy with your depth.
Make the best of it. Yeah. Make the best of it. And one more thing, the Dan Quinn, man, he's really he came in and he's doing his job. But it's one thing, Sky. Like, I'm upset with Dan Quinn because he's allowing the politics to kind of go on with the cornerback situation. Like, this is let us just try it. Put Nashon in. I know Bossman probably is not ready right now, but. Just throw Nashon in there. Don't bring politics with it. Like, Dan Quinn, put your foot down and get the best guys on the field. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep on saying it because I don't know what it is. Like, is it something we're not seeing? Are we being too hard on AB?
He's at practice having like, you guys go see the practice every now and then, so he's not like.
Well, that was in camp. At camp, there was no doubt in anybody's mind that Maurice Kennedy. Not only was he better than Anthony Brown and Jordan Lewis, he was competing with Trevon Diggs as the best cornerback, period.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
It was, that was obvious. So I really don't know, man. And I feel like they're trying to get him. They're asking him questions. They're asking Dan Quinn about AB, and he's saying the first thing that always comes out of his mouth, well, he tackles well, and, this wasn't his fault. And I think maybe he might have a little bit of that player coach thing in him where he's not going to throw a guy under the bus and he's going to give him every opportunity to lose a job. I just don't want it to get to a point where it costs the Cowboys games like it did last year with Darian Thompson. I could literally say that Darian Thompson played a major factor in losing at least 2 or 3 games. I mean, I'm just being real.
And that's all it takes, man. At the end of the day, like you're in the playoffs, we're in a championship, and we guard Mike Evans again. And, like, let's just fix the. If we see something wrong, just fix it, Dan Quinn. Don't do politics. Let's get the best players on the field because we got depth at almost every position. We might not have like superstars, elite players like in their depth, but we got people that could come in and make plays just like they did with Randy Gregory and Lawrence being out last week.
It's funny because cornerback is probably the only position I'm thinking right now as I'm talking to you that we may have not had a chance to see the depth yet. Think about it. Donovan Wilson went out. We've been seeing the depth at safety. we were obviously seeing the depth at defensive line, right? We're seeing the depth at linebacker. The one position we haven't seen the depth at is corner, because it's been Jordan Lewis, Anthony Brown, and Trevin Diggs for the first 2 weeks, which is great. We don't have any injuries, but for play purposes, I think a lot of us want to see number 30 be in the meritocracy and compete for that spot.
Exactly. Like it's almost like it was just given to him, and I just don't get it, man. Like, I mean, a lot of Dallas fans right now are thinking that too. Like, what is it? Like, but Dan Quinn, come on, man.
I don't know. Maybe it's something that me and Boss got into earlier in the offseason. I was like, hey, listen, we all want to see Maurice Kennedy. We want to see Nashawn Wright. But maybe they haven't seen enough negative things from AB this year. Maybe they haven't seen it to pull him out. Remember, Dan Quinn's only been here for 6 months. We've been with AB for 6 years. So, you know what I'm saying? So we've seen AB be bad for 5 of those 6 years, or 4, or whatever you want to call it, where Quinn might be like, what's the big fuss? You know, he got beat a couple times against Tampa. No big deal. Cornerbacks get beat. Oh, he missed the
tackles. Anthony Brown's not the worst cornerback in the NFL.
No. He's what I said yesterday. AB's a serviceable cornerback at his best. The problem is when he's not at his best, he's below average, and that can really hurt you.
Right. And I also think he's a veteran, man. Like, once you have a veteran on your team, that's we got Kennedy now, but Anthony Brown's been there the longest, so he can be helping the young guys, but man, I don't know, man. Me personally, I'm gonna let you go. Reason why I want to see Kennedy, because I see a lot of people talk about this. Oh, Anthony Brown, he's done okay. You know, for what he's had to deal with, he's been all right. I don't want all right. I don't want he didn't kill us, or he was. Can we see if we can get a difference maker in there? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if Maurice Kennedy can be better than all right? Right.
What if Maurice Kennedy can get his hands on the ball like he showed he could do?
Look, if you want to start Brown, that's fine. Just let's see Kennedy. Let's get him out there first. Just let's see what we got, Dan Quinn. Let's see what we got.
You're right, brother. Hey, great call, man. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. Salute to you, man. Keep going.
Thanks, bro. Have a good weekend, man. Let's get 559 in here. 559. What it is? What it do?
This is Steve from Cali again.
What's going on, Cali?
Days ago, my bad. Good, man. Good. Just working. Just driving. I got a couple things. Like, I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you about with everybody about why the hell is AB still in there. But I start to think about it, and the way that I see it is it's kind of like how we are with our draft picks, right? Like how we want to hold on to our investments, and I see them doing that with AB too, because he just got paid last year. Am I right?
He did. I mean, he got paid not this past offseason, the previous offseason, but it's not nothing that they couldn't get out of. You know what I mean? It wasn't one of those contracts where it's a high-priced contract. The contract to me was a super team-friendly deal where they can get out of it. When he got paid, same thing with Jordan Lewis, I never looked at those contracts like, all right, well, you can't go and draft a cornerback high, or you can't go get a cornerback in free agency.
Not like a Jalen contract, right?
Not like a Jalen. When you pay a Jalen Smith or Ezekiel Elliott or Amari Cooper, like usually you're like, okay, we're solidified here. I don't need to go spend extra resources at that position unless something falls into your lap.
Right. And man, like, especially with this week coming up, we got Devontae Smith. You know, like, man, I really wish so bad that Boston Fat was healthy and ready. Because I don't know if you saw, but it looked like in college he was the only one that shut him down.
Yes, he did.
Shut him down.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Shut him down. So I don't know, is he still not eligible to return this week?
No, he minimum 3 weeks. And again, I need to figure out this IR thing, but minimum 3 weeks, and then he can come off IR. But I don't know if he has to be on the roster for a week before he can come back officially. Regardless, though, he can't practice with the team right now. So once the 3 weeks are up, then he can practice. So I would expect him to be back if he's healed by like week 5 or 6.
Yeah, and I know that could be tricky too. Another thing, I don't know about anybody else, but what I want to see some more on offense, what I think would help us a lot, is some screens, man.
Yo.
Like, I want to see a lot more screens. I remember when we were playing the Lions that one year, and Zeke had that long-ass screen right there on the right side, just following his blockers. Man, we need to see some more of that, and especially now that we got TP. We could be doing that both.
Man.
Now that we're running it with CD out the backfield, man, we could be doing all three of them.
I kept looking over at Jesse watching the game on Sunday like, dog, if they're going to keep playing back in this too-high shell, mostly zone, why don't you smack them with a screen? Because there's nobody up in the box. Philly. So, yeah, I would love to see some screens. Yeah, I'm with you.
Because Philly looks like they're confident in their front four, and, man, we're going to eat them up, man. We're going to eat that up.
Yeah, man, I'm with you.
I know they got some. I know they got some run defenders, but I feel like we're going to eat them up because they're playing the high safety. Also, another thing, what's up with Noah Brown? Is he healthy? Is he not?
No, Noah's good. Noah came back from COVID a few weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. I think Noah's going to – go ahead.
Oh, yeah, because what I would like to see, like, I know we got two great – well, I don't know if great, but they're good. They're good. They're serviceable. They're better than serviceable tight ends with Jarwin and Schultz. But you know, kind of like how Jason Garrett used to use Noah Brown as a tight end.
Don't do that to me.
I know he used to bother us, but what if we set him up in the seam? You know what I mean? What if we line him up out there?
You want to put Noah at tight end?
Throw him out there in the seam on a couple gadget plays. You know what I mean? Not gadget plays, but. Because the way I see it is, if we're throwing these tight ends in the seam, I mean, they're getting yards and they're getting tackled.
But you don't need to put Noah Brown at tight end. Why? You got two good tight ends. He's improved.
Well, we just got to get him on the field.
He's improved as a receiver. Do you have to get Noah Brown on the field? What can Noah Brown do that your other receivers?
Don't have to.
Yeah. What can he do that your other receivers
can't do no more? Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just like
you like Noah Brown.
I just look at the paper and I'm like, man, we should be doing a lot more damage. I mean, no need. We don't need to get greedy here, but man, we got weapons, man. I'm super excited.
We do. We got some weapons, man, and it's going to be a week-to-week thing. There may be a week where, remember, against Atlanta, Noah Brown showed up. He had a couple big catches last year. That was last year, but I think Noah Brown and Cedric Wilson are quality fourth and fifth wide receivers to round out your roster, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're right.
All right.
You're right.
Man.
All right, well, I appreciate this guy.
Appreciate you,
dog.
dog.
Take care of this Steve from Cali, man. You have a good one.
You too, buddy. Have a good weekend. Let's get my guy, Reek. Reek, what up?
Yo, what's going on? What's going this morning?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah, man, I just wanted to say this, man. Cowboy Nation, relax, man, relax. We're going to get our guys back right when we need them, you know what I mean? Let's let them rest up, you know what I mean? Get better, and, you know, because this is a long season, you know what I mean? That one game is a lot.
A war of
that
attrition.
Extended game, that's what I'm saying. And I'd rather take our lumps as far as missing some guys now than missing them later on in the year. You know, when we really need them.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the same time, we looking at the depth on our team. We looking like what we got. We turning over stuff. You know what I mean? And I want to know who's on this team that you might gonna have to call on in a pinch in a very important game. My whole thing is, like you said before, we need Dak in the office. We need to quit stalling out toward the end of the game. Yeah. You know what I mean? We need to be able to go on a quick run just to know that we can score at any time.
Right.
That's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? Without question. Because like when you look at teams like Tampa, they can score at any time. There is no doubt about it. You know what I mean? Or they can get in field goal range
we know,
at the end of a game.
We know Dallas can do stuff like that, right? Like they got the offense to do things like that. But for whatever reason, in that fourth quarter, you know, in third quarter was good against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They scored 10 points. Third quarter for the Chargers, I think it was another 3-point, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look. Yep, they didn't even score in the third quarter. They scored 6 points in the fourth. So I'm with you, man. Second half offense, specifically for me, fourth quarter offense, I just would like to see them put their foot on the opponent's neck because we know they can do it. They got the offense to do it, man.
yeah, man, I'm you know, like what they say, efficiency. You know what I mean? We need more of that. You know what I mean? Especially later in these games, because we're gonna play some games that we're gonna have to score in the last couple minutes of a game. You know what I mean? And my whole thing is too is like with Brown, we know that's coming from the higher ups. You know, this the same thing, man. They're Dallas has their guys. T.O. don't said it. And even what's his name? Des Bryant said it. They got their guys who they gonna stick with regardless. Come on, man. Look how long Jason Witten was on the field, and we all know that we had got other tight ends in here that was faster than him.
But what makes
that was a little bit more mobile.
Yeah, but Jason, you listen. I hated that about with the Jason Witten thing, but I understood that one. Right? It's Jason Witten, Hall of Fame. I can get why you would be attached to him, even though I didn't like that because he was well past his prime, like 3 years before he retired. But what the hell?
We ain't winning with him though.
But I'm saying I get why they liked it. I mean, I get why reasoning for that because it's Jason Witten. He's a Hall of Famer. He's done a lot for your franchise. What the hell has AB done for you to be attached to him? I can get you being attached to Witten. I can't forgive you for being attached to AB. So I don't get it at all.
Yeah, I'm not with it myself, but you know how these dudes is about their money, man. And you know,
that much. It's weird. It is.
I know. Yeah, it's some weird stuff though. But at the same time too, I look at it like it's gonna rear its ugly head, and he's gonna end up getting benched. You know what I mean? I hate to say it, but he's gonna end up getting benched if he keep playing the way that he's playing and not getting any turnovers and people scoring on him at will, bruh. Yeah. They ain't gonna have no choice but to bench him because everybody's gonna start calling it out. You know what I mean?
Let's hope he turns up though. Let's hope he turns up, but we also need to be realistic. When has AB turned up?
Never.
Okay.
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Yeah. But all right, man. Yo, man, let's get some of this fried bird this week, man.
Yes,
this
sir.
Monday, man. Next Monday, man. Cause I'm tired of these Eagle fans. I got a lot of them in my family and a lot of friends. I'll be like, yo, man, I don't want to hear all that, bro. Just talk to me after the game, man. Keep that same energy, bro.
Keep it.
You know what I mean?
My man.
Keep it.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right.
All right. Hey, I'm gonna get to you. Here. 831 and 254. I'm gonna get to y'all in a quick second, man. But like you said, let's turn this thing up for Friday or for Monday. And if you are in the Texas area, man, please come through. Even if you're not going to the game, Texas Live's gonna be lit, man. Me and Jesse Hiley, A to Z Sports, Game Day Lives. We're trying to change the way you game day. Like seriously, man. Pre-game, halftime, post-game. Y'all seen the videos of me being all crazy. Y'all see me out there on the Twitter streets getting wild and having a good time. But seriously, man, it is what it is out there. It's fun. It's a fun atmosphere. If y'all think I was crazy for a Chargers game, I know for a fact I will not have a voice by the end of that Eagles game. 100%. I already apologized to y'all for Tuesday morning show. There's not a chance in hell I'm gonna be on here with a perfect voice. I'm gonna drink my tea. I'm gonna drink warm water, salt water, whatever the hell. But I tell you right now, if the Dallas Cowboys get this victory or when they get this victory, your boy's gonna be on here going crazy. Just keeping it a buck. Just keeping it a buck. All right, guys. Hey, thank you, David C. And for those that haven't seen it, man, let them know. For those that have seen the pregame show, let them know, man. It's a good time. We have a great time. All right, let's get 254 in here. 254, what it do?
What's good, Scott? How you doing, man, on this Friday morning?
This Feel Good Friday. I'm feeling great, bro.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Well, I was just joined in a little late, and I saw listening to the Anthony Brown conversation. Just got to remember, Jerry Jones is that guy with the flip phone, man. He's going to stick with that cell phone until it just goes dead on him, man. Yeah. You got the cell phone that does pretty much as a laptop nowadays, but Jerry's going to stick with that same old flip phone, man, and that's how I see Anthony Brown, man. He's got his flip phone, man, and
time out.
It don't matter that
I love that analogy. I gotta write that down. AB is Jerry's flip phone. He just ain't giving it up. I love it.
He ain't giving it up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got your other cornerbacks over here.
You got your iPhone 11 with Kennedy. You got your iPhone 12 with Kelvin Joseph. Yeah, I mean, you got the new shiny toy, the iPhone 13 with Nashawn Wright. But he wants to stick with the old Razor, the Motorola Flip.
Razor. Hey, Jerry said all I need to do is dial out and text. That's it. I don't need nothing else. What is that? What do they call it? The
FaceTime.
The T9. The T9. That's all he
needs. He got the T9. He don't even got the quarterly. He got the T9.
He got the T9. That's it. The text. Yeah, he don't have no emojis. No nothing.
He playing Snake. We playing Snake with AB.
So, you know, I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't like it, but I get it. If that's what he's comfortable with, if he feels like that's what, you know, you the man, you got 3 Super Bowl rings. Hey, but as Cowboy Nation and people like you and others, we gonna point out the flaws. You know what I'm saying? We gonna say, hey, bro, you spent a 2nd round pick on a cornerback that you invested in, same thing last year. Now look at the dividends that it's paying that you got that 2nd round pick on the field early. You know, Diggs, if you really look at it, Diggs is this game will probably be his first full season as a cornerback. Man, that's valuable, man. That's valuable. You know, he missed those first couple of games. He missed a couple of games from, I believe it was a foot injury.
Yeah.
But Diggs is really starting to come into his own because he got that experience early. And that's what you want to do with your young cornerbacks. And I don't even understand what they're doing with Kennedy. I mean, that just blows my mind, man. I mean, you can't sit here and say that, you know, we're going to put our best guys on the field and you got, you know, a guy that's intercepting a pass almost every day that you read, and he can't get on the field. That just blows my mind. I don't understand it. But, hey, it is what it is. I can't complain. We're 1-1. We could be 2-0. And if you're on the negative side, we could be 0-2. But as it stands, we're 1-1. We're going into a pivotal divisional game. And this was my second point. These are the games that will tell you a lot about the Dallas Cowboys. The Philadelphia Eagles, if you look on paper and if you watch film, are overmatched, are highly overmatched by the Dallas Cowboys. Years past, this would be, if Dallas would win, it'd be a 24-20 late game comeback by Dak Prescott. Or if we lose, it would be a close game and Philadelphia Dallas shot themselves in the foot. No. This is what championship teams do. They put these type of teams away and they put them away early. This is one of these games. This should be a statement game. You're in a home game. You got a home crowd, a divisional rival. You are overmatched. You're overmatched and overpowered your opponent. You should blow this team out and send a message to the rest of the league. Like, we're for real. This is not the same, Dallas Cowboys, what could go wrong will go wrong. No. Put your foot on their neck.
Think about it.
Come out swinging.
This Eagles team, we talked about it yesterday, there's not much difference than from last year. Most of their players are returning. They get Devontae Smith, at receiver, but Jalen Hurts is still the quarterback. And Dallas should have went 2-0 against Philly with Andy Dalton and Ben DiNucci.
Ben DiNucci.
You got Dak Prescott. Exactly. You got Dak Prescott now. And I subscribe to the fact that when you have a good team, I think Dallas has a good team. We don't know if they're great yet. That they have to build to get great, and they have a chance to do that. But they have a good team. So when you go into a game and you have a good team and you're not playing a great team and your quarterback is better than said quarterback, I really don't want to hear it. Dallas should win the game. That team should win the game. Now the first week's a different story. You're going up against a great team with the great quarterback, so that one's going to be a bit more of a fight. Yes, this is a division rival. No doubts about it. These things, things happen against division rival games, but I am absolutely with you. I look across the board, and I'm like, Dallas should absolutely win this game. And in fact, they should get up on this team early because Philly hasn't seen anything like this Dallas offense this year. In fact, The last time they seen this Dallas offense, they got their asses whooped with Andy Dalton.
Absolutely. And throw in the X factor. You don't got Mike Nolan running the defense. You got Dan Quinn, a competent mind.
Yep. Oh, this
and
defense.
Mike Nolan last.
And I'm going to be real with you. I'm trying to think last year who was that. Oh, we did have D-Law, so maybe that might be a bit disrespectful. But I think this defensive philosophy and the camaraderie and the kind of cohesiveness of this defense is better than the defense was last year when they played Philly. I'm just being real. So I listen, man.
You got Darian Thompson and Wilson in the back.
They had to play Jordan Lewis at free safety. Remember that? C.J. Goodwin as a spy.
C.J. Goodwin as a spy. I mean, I think you're better at linebacker this year. You were running out Joe Thomas and relying on Jalen Smith, and I just really believe that this team, for some reason, they're responding under Dan Quinn, and they're flying to the football. And that's all you want from a team, man. If you look at Super Bowl winners, the last few Super Bowl winners aren't these big bolstering defenses. You don't have the Ravens or the Buccaneers. That's not how you win.
I don't need it. I don't need my defense to be all-time great. I don't need that.
You need them to be opportunistic. This reminds me of the greatest show on turf. That defense, you remember that offense was just unstoppable. You had Bruce. The offense was unstoppable, but the defense was the one. You had your Dre Bly. You had your DeMarco Farr. You had
Jones.
Opportunistic. Right. And those were guys created turnovers. Yeah, you moved the ball up and down the field on them, but when they needed to stop, they got it. When they needed to turn over, they got it, and they got it back into the hands of that lethal offense, and that offense made you pay. Every possession that you gave that offense, they made you pay. So when that defense gave that offense extra possessions, that's why they were blowing teams out, and that's why they went to the Super Bowl and won it. They were able to turn those extra possessions into points, and that's how Dallas is actually built and structured if you look at it.
Well, so far, the defense is getting those turnovers. They lead the league with 6. They're flying around the ball. They look very aggressive, confident, and sure. Like, what we're not seeing breakdowns in coverage. How many times did we see that last year? So, and I know the bar is set low because of 2020, but I'm just being real. It does feel good to be able to go into these games and these drives having the confidence that KZ and Curse they're going to be where they're supposed to be. Even on if you want to call it a breakdown, where AB got beat by the other AB, it wasn't really a breakdown. KZ was covering for Jordan Lewis, who fell. So I love the discipline schematically from this team on defense, and it's only going to get better because you're going to get guys back. So let's do it.
Right. And the last point I do want to make is that Dan Quinn, he can put his stamp on this game right now, because I really believe that Jalen Hurts is not a good quarterback that reads defenses. He's not at that point in his career yet. I believe Dan Quinn can design some things to make Jalen Hurts see ghosts and see 13 men out there. And if he can do that, then this game is going to get out of hand for Philly real quick. But if he sits back in cover 2, cover 3, and just let Jalen Hurts find his target and pick him apart, it's going to be close, and you don't want that with this team. You don't want to give them any type of confidence. You want to put your foot on their neck and put it on it early, man. Scott, man, I appreciate you, man. You take care. Love what you guys do, and go Cowboys.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the call, brother. Enjoy your weekend, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get 831 in here. I know you've been on hold, brother. 831, what it do?
Hey, Sky, how are you?
I'm good, man.
This is Nacho from the Bay. I call here and there. I was going through a path where I lost signal, so I'm glad I'm back. Yeah, absolutely. Let me chime in to what you folks are talking about this morning. Absolutely, I think it's pretty obvious that opposite of Diggs, is an area of concern, with Brown. But I tell you what, it's exciting. I was at Chargers game live, and the energy that I saw on that sideline, and just the assistant coaches just coaching up the players, and Dak and everybody, just the leadership. I hear about that cohesiveness. This team is playing together. They're playing for each other, and it's like you just feel this family brotherhood out there, and it's early. It's exciting, but without a doubt, to your point earlier in the conversation, I am one fan that I completely believe that between now and the trading deadline or before or what have you, if this team and this coaching staff really feels that, hey, we can really make some noise, get into the playoffs, and be that team that we want to be, then we better keep our eyes alert and open and make sure that when that opportunity presents itself to get that veteran player to get us over the hump via cornerback, D-tackle, or that safety. We need to get that.
Safety. We good at safety.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
safety.
I like it. I like the thought process, man, because it's going for the gusto, right? Like if you get to about week 5, I think we go into week 7. Y'all help me out here schedule wise. I think it's a bye. Going to the bye week, I think is week 7. If you can get to the bye week at 5-1, 4-2, or whatever, you're feeling good, but you really want to make a move to solidify yourself. Yeah, I would love to be like, you know what? Let's make this trade here. There's a veteran guy who's maybe, a team is not good, they want to get rid of or what have you. If it's a defensive tackle because we're getting thin there, if it's a DE, whatever, if it's a corner, whatever. Yeah, I would be with that. Absolutely, man. The best teams do things like that. They don't just sit on their hands every year and rely on Jags and what I call Jags, just another guy. So I would be for it. If you need to. If you don't, you don't. But if you're ready to go for the gusto and say, let's do this thing, I feel like this is a Super Bowl team, then go make a Super Bowl move. I love it.
Yeah, right. And we remember the Everett safety, the Charles Haley, you know what I mean? Just the Deion Sanders. Obviously, these are the top available trades, but we are if
Amari
we're
Cooper.
there, which
You did it with Amari.
Amari Cooper. Amari. Ever since Amari, we traded it first. Everybody thought, okay, maybe that's too high because he was a solid player with the Raiders. He dropped a lot of balls, but yet that first round draft pick for Amari, that was a game. It's a game changer for our offense. So therefore, to what we're talking about, I heard rumors, something about the Bucks, maybe even us doing the due diligence on, say, a Richard Sherman, for example. Obviously has worked under Dan Quinn and all that. I mean, I understand Richard's got his own personal, issues to deal with and all that. But an example, let's say a Richard Sherman, for example. A guy like that can come in there, give us a locker room presence, championship caliber type of player that can come in and say, hey, listen, we want to win a championship, this is what we got to do.
Yeah,
and we need those type of A players. You know what I mean?
He was the name I brought up earlier in the offseason for that exact reason. When I talked to Brian McFadden, he agreed as well, getting a veteran cornerback. I know he's not what he was, but I think we all can agree he's better than number 30. I think he's better than number 30, especially in this type of defense where he understands it like the back of his hand. I don't know. I don't know what the situation is with Richard. I kind of threw it out the window, though, when I remember what he said about plantations and Jerry Jones. I can't really see that happening unless he has a conversation with Jerry and all that stuff. But nonetheless, a move like that could work.
So exciting stuff. Thank you for your show. You do an outstanding job as usual. And
thank you, man.
Yeah, Monday night coming up. And here's I'll leave it at this. Lastly, 3-game home stretch. You got Carolina, who's looking very solid. They obviously, unfortunately, lost some key players. Looks like they lost Horn, and then they got a hammy to the running back.
Carolina, you get Eagles, right? Carolina, and Giants.
Right. So we got Philly, Carolina, and Giants. Which, if we take it week to week, I don't see why we can't go, 4-1. This team is very capable of that, and I think they've shown the resilience of, it's rejuvenating to kind of have that feeling of, oh, we lost a player or two, or obviously many to injuries.
They're showing depth.
We used to be done, and now we're finding ways to win, finding ways to do what we need to do, and hopefully the coaching staff, with McCarthy as well, they can do a little bit better job of that, managing the game a little bit more to kind of get us over the hump. But other than that, it's exciting. It's exciting, and have a wonderful, wonderful Friday, and look forward to hearing from you next week.
All right, buddy. Appreciate it, man. Have a good weekend. Real quick before I get back, because we didn't even finish the whole mailbag, but we'll get back into that. Donation here. I didn't get to a couple of them.
Super chat.
From T. Gordon. Appreciate the $5 donation. He says, love the work still. Keep it going, young man. Thank you, sir.
Super chat.
And my guy, L. Gene, salute to you. He says, shout out Sky and all Cowboys Nation. Let's get this W and show the world why they love to hate us. And secretly are Cowboys fans from the 90s with starters jackets. Yeah. All right, let me jump back into finish this mailbag. I told Lamont a long time ago. I said, I got you, Lamont. So Lamont over on YouTube, says, do you think they should groom Jabril Cox to play middle linebacker? That way Micah can be what he is, a multi-positional player. I feel like if he's not stuck at Mike and can line up everywhere and be our start to bring back the doomsday. I do like that idea, Lamont. I kind of like that idea. Because Mike has shown he can do it all. He has shown he can do it all. And I do believe Jabril Cox and Micah Parsons are the future at middle or at linebacker. It's just a matter of how you deploy them, because they're both kind of versatile guys, right? Like Jabril Cox is a phenomenal coverage dude who can play backside, the run very well backside. It's the point of attack where Jabril struggles right now because he's young. But not a bad idea if he can hold up at middle linebacker. If not, then obviously you swap him. Loopy over on YouTube says, what do you have us doing in 2022 draft position? Early draft stuff. This is really super, super early, but I wanted to answer the question. Right now, at this very moment, it might sound crazy due to, how well this unit's playing. A lot of people would say lineman because you got the Lyell situation. A lot of people might say corner, but you already got Kelvin. Some might say defensive tackle, but you got Osa, you got Hill, you got Neville. I'm going to go safety because you ain't got nobody back there except Donovan Wilson that's playing on more than a 1-year deal, and Izzy. So I'm going to go safety. And it may be because I like that kid Kyle Hamilton out of Notre Dame, who I want real bad. So, but man, it's a good question. Good early question. And then finally, T. Gordon, he says, had the block punt worked or the 60-yard field goal been good, we would be talking about Coach Fossil a lot different. I don't, not the 60-yard field goal. That had nothing to do with Fossil. But the block punt, like I said, to me, it's all about the process, but a lot of people would have been loving it. Would you prefer the Cowboys remain aggressive on special teams, or would you prefer them to play conservatively? I would prefer them to be smart. That's where I'm at with it. I don't think there's an either or. I can't be stupidly aggressive, so I got to be ultra conservative. Nah, you can be smart and be aggressive. Just pick your spots right. I don't think that was the right spot. That's all I'm saying. Crumb says we don't go safety. I know, Crumb. They always, me. I love safety. They never prioritize a damn position, but man, if you got a shot at Kyle Hamilton, how the hell do you pass that up? Dude's a beast, man. Mel says re-sign the safeties we have. Well, it's a two-way street. It's a two-way street. If these guys perform or they hit the market and Hooker is fine, KZ keeps balling, Curse is they going to hit that market. And you know how good old Stephen Jones is. Anything over like a $3.5 million threshold he's not with. So do you maybe extend one prior? But still, I'm of the, I'm of the belief. I don't think any of these guys have the potential of a Kyle Hamilton. And that's, again, me being biased. I love this Kyle Hamilton cat. I think he's going to be the next perennial Pro Bowl beast of a safety. Get that man. Get that man. All right, let's get 209 in here. Then Freight Train's back up in here. All right, Freight Train, we'll get you to close it out. 209, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, bro. What's going on, Scott?
What's up, man? I'm good, brother. I'm good.
That's good to hear. Yeah, I'm the one. I think I called you like last week when I was telling you about the coaches and how I was like kind of paranoid about them. But yeah, I'm glad we did put out that win. I was very confident in us beating the Chargers. It was a nail biter, but I'm glad we pulled it out.
Yeah.
But I just had a few comments I wanted to say that I kind of been noticing behind the scenes that nobody's really talking about, and get your thoughts on it.
Sure.
But I'm starting to see like a little bit of a changing of like, not just culture with our team, but I'm kind of seeing that stigma, that word that's been around as far as like being a team that couldn't really get over the hump, and we can't really like, get to where we need to go. But I'm just seeing like little things that's changing that I'm starting to like just get a little bit excited about, because things in the past, are starting to slowly, not be as they were before. But I really think that us playing that first game against the Bucs, like, I think that's going to do us so well in the long run, because just playing the champs the very first game, you don't know what you got. And us being able to go against them and play them the way that we did, I just feel like that's going to give us so much confidence going forward. And it gave me confidence personally that I'm truly not worried about too many of these teams that we got coming up, especially the quarterbacks, how you were saying. As long as we got Dak, like I literally – and it could just be me being biased as a Cowboy fan, and I'm just overly confident, but I just see this team being different. Like, I don't see the same team in the past, like I just see like certain things, like we still make our little bonehead, mistakes and things like that we've done in the past, like key mistakes at key times, which I kind of see that starting to change as well. But Dak being the way he is and the leader that he's turning to, I really just, maybe I got all my trust in Dak, but I just feel like a changing of a culture change is happening with us. What you thinking about?
It's funny that you bring that up. We had a caller yesterday who had a similar take. He was like, man, it feels like he was speaking specifically defensively. There's a culture. He felt there was a culture change. And I was like, I think there's an attitude change. I definitely feel like the attitude is so different with this defense specifically. Yeah. And when you get Dak back, your culture automatically improves, right? When you get Dak back.
But you know what I really, truly think? Like, not just it's the attitude, but I think it's the attitude of expecting to win. Like, before, when we would say that, like, we expect to win every game and yada, yada. I don't truly know how much we really believe that. Like, but now I just feel like when I hear Dak said, oh, we expected to win. We expected to go in there and beat the Bucs. Like, I'm really starting to believe that they feel like that, and the attitude that they're showing on the field is kind of reflecting that. When we get these turnovers, like the camaraderie, when they celebrate together, like just their attitude, you can see the players on the field, they're down there talking mess, and I just see like a full attitude culture change with this team where it's going to get real ugly for people later in this year. Like,
one of the things that like the league praises the Dallas Cowboys for is their locker room. Like, they have one of the best locker rooms, even with Jason Garrett. This locker room is always been good, especially with Dak Prescott at the helm. So, the camaraderie and all that stuff is great. Like, I'm not trying to knock that at all. But they've had that, right? They've had that. What they haven't had is the winning mentality, like you talk about.
That winning culture,
to get that winning mentality, you have to close, you have to win, and you have to win against good teams. They didn't quite do it against Tampa, but I'm with you in the sense that, man, it was good to play them first, because you got a chance off the bat. It was the best thing that could have happened. You got a chance off the bat to say, hold up. Yeah, you can go into the game. You can go into the game like, I expect to win and all that stuff. But when you come out the game like, hold up, man, we went blow for blow with these boys. We could have knocked them out. Like, this is your king? Come on. And you come out of that. Man. And then from there, it doesn't get harder from Tampa. You know what I mean? It's not like you started off against Jacksonville. You started off against the best and it didn't get harder.
Tom
And that's why I
Brady.
said
Tom Brady. Come on now.
after you move along from Tom and Justin Herbert, boy, it gets real nice when you play Jalen.
I'm just saying a few other
you know what I mean?
quick things I wanted to say. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I just feel like just going forward, like I'm not too worried about nobody else. As far as the division games, like I'm literally not worried about nobody in our division. I promise you, Sky. Like nobody in our division gonna be able to touch us this year. All the Cowboy fans that's out there worried about these games, do not be worried. I'm gonna give you one stat. That's why you don't need to be worried. 19-6. Dak Prescott is 19-6 against the NFC East. 7-1 against the football team. 7-2 against the Giants. 5-3 against the Eagles. I'm not worried about nobody in the division. So that's just how I feel. Like Eagles don't got the same defense I feel like that they've had in the past that gave us trouble. Brandon Graham just got hurt, and he was a thorn in our side for all these years. I was like, they in trouble. When he went down, I was like, oh, they in trouble. Because the only thing that ever gave us problems from the Eagles is their defensive line. Their defensive line, they've had linebackers. But other than that, I just feel like in Dak Prescott, I trust, and I just feel like he's really going to take us there, and I'm not too worried about it. And I feel like one more thing that I wanted to say, I feel like our depth is really, really showing this year that it hasn't showed in the past. Like in the past, we would play second and third players, string players, and we would look so terrible out there. Like this year, our depth is kind of there. I don't think they want to throw out our depth too soon. Like we've been forced to play with our depth because of the injuries and COVID, but I don't think they want to use all our depth that we got. I know people clamoring for Kennedy and all these other players. They're not going to want to use them right now because we might need them later in the season. You see how this COVID stuff is taking over. Like we're going to need these players. So we got to just be patient. I know I want to see Kennedy. I'm tired of Anthony Brown myself, but they're not going to bench Anthony Brown. Unless he get hurt, he's not going anywhere. So we need to quit banging our head against the wall with Anthony Brown. But just going forward, I just want to say I believe in this team, and I believe we definitely going places this year.
Yeah, I believe in him as well, man. Appreciate the call.
Thank you, brother.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend, man. Or enjoy your weekend, period.
You too, bro. Yes, sir. You too. Go Cowboys.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. I absolutely came, and y'all know, we talked about it preseason. I firmly believe this team was a double-digit win team. I'm not taking the next leap is this team going to win the Super Bowl? That's never been me. You know that takes a lot. I do think, however, I remember when Jesse asked me this question, or not asked me the question, but he said, well, where do you have, what's the question? Where do you have Dallas at among the teams? I said, well, it's a broad question. What are we talking here? The defense is like it was last year. Is the defense better? You know, Dak is cool. You know, he said, oh, everything is good. You know, defense is better. Offense is what it is. I said, excuse me, sir? If the defense is better and Dak is fine, this is an NFC Super Bowl contending team. But that was a huge if because we didn't know what the defense was going to be yet. It's trending, right? It's trending. And you want to continue to see them build on this. But for me to have the utmost confidence heading into a playoff, and then we're in week 2, so we're not all the way there yet. I would love to see them get victories over like the Chargers and the Chiefs, right? These good teams, beat these good teams, man. So when you go in against them in the playoffs, you go in with the utmost confidence, not only as a fan but as a team. All right, Freight Train, man, close us out, brother. Close us out.
Yeah, because your buddy that last call stole my thunder slightly.
What's that?
Most candidate, these people, they listen to your show. Don't think they don't, Sky.
Who's that? Who's watching the show?
Dallas Cowboys. You, Law, Ross, I'm telling you, you guys, because see, they want to know what's going on, what some of the fans are saying, because they know stuff is getting ready to happen. Maurice Kennedy, stay patient. Your time is coming. I got a theory why you ain't on the field, but we're not gonna get into that. But I just saw draft on every call. What I just said the last time I talked, through the draft. I've been looking at Hamilton. I'm like, whoa.
Boy,
we get him. Oh my!
Listen, man, listen. And again, I'm not even the draft guy until the season's over. But I've been watching more college football this year, and that Hamilton kid is special. He's special. I love your guy from Georgia though, too, Davis, the DT.
Yeah.
I would love to have him.
Yeah.
But man, we haven't had a safety like a Hamilton since Woody. So I would love to have him. I'm gonna be real with you, man.
And my thing is, and we did like this season and the draft, all hands on deck. Trust you best believe them scouts are looking right now, brother. They know Dan Quinn. They know what they want to look at. They already starting on the draft. Don't think they're not, because it's 365.
Yeah.
They're gonna,
you got regional scouts
they're
and things
gonna,
like that.
Yeah, they're gonna handle that in. My thing is, the last point I want to make is Cowboy Nation, stay patient. On the worst end, 11-6. I'll take that. It's okay. Sometimes you got to take a couple lumps to get in there. 13-4. 13-4. In that range right there, I'm fine. The key is it ain't how you start, it's how you finish.
I know.
Finish strong, just like in the game. Every possession is so important. I want our defense to get off the field on third. If we start getting off the field on third down, get some more 3 and outs, let me tell you something. When you put more possessions back in the game, when you give Dak the ball more possessions, let me tell you something. Like how it was in the 90s and stuff. I lived through all that stuff. We had turnover. We did what we needed to do. We got possession, and we put our foot on the neck. When that fourth quarter comes, I want the foot on your neck. If we scored another 10 points or 14 points in the fourth quarter, and just to where you got to beat people to a submission. And if we ever go up on anybody 21-0 in the first quarter, it's a wrap.
You said two of the things that were on my to improve list. Get off the field on third down and score in the fourth quarter. If Dallas, I'm not asking them to do that the best in the league, but if they improve on those things, they just have to improve on it. You're talking about one of the most complete teams now in football. You're talking about a defense that gets turnovers, right? A defense that gets off the field, and then an offense that can beat you any way you want to get beat. How you want to lose this week? Do you want Zeke and TP to run on you? Do you want Dak to throw for 350 and 4 tutties? How you want to lose? So if they can do those two things improve, the rest to me is up to the coaches to make sure they put these guys in the best position to win.
I love it because the first 2 games we went through we went through the storm, y'all. That was the storm. The first 2 games, that was the storm. And now that if the sun is shining right now in Columbia, South Carolina, that's what you need to get through. We've gone and see. My thing is all hands. The key to that season, like I told you before, all hands on deck. All hands on. We're going, and I love for us to get deep when it comes to this linemen, this and that. I want everybody to eventually hit the field because see, injuries come, but I want to be ready where only thing we got to do is reload and add a free agent here or there. Man,
Yes,
I'm Freight Train, big dog, and I'm out. And I'll talk to you later, man.
My guy, appreciate you, dog. All right, man, we locking up the lines. About to end the show. But before we end the show, how we do. It's Feel Good Friday. So we want to know from you guys, what is something that has you feeling good heading into the weekend? I got one for y'all, for all my Texas folk. We're just about to have a little fun on the way out of here. Couple things really, but one in particular about music. But it's Feel Good Friday, man. So what has you guys feeling good? No problem, Mystic. He says, thanks, Guy. Everyone have a wonderful weekend. Indeed. Someone else talked about the show. Good stuff. Thank you, Adrian. I appreciate you guys, man. Sheila, man, listen, you already know. Yeah, we like fam, so all the support, I appreciate it, man. But Feel Good Friday, man. What has you feeling good? It can be Cowboys related. It can be personal. It can be a friend. It can be family. You just had a kid. You got a raise. It's payday. What has you feeling good? I'll start off while you guys figuring that out. One, my boys are coming down here, man. 717, Shawnee, Lee, Roy, Jerry, like my fam from Harrisburg, PA, shout out to you. They'll be down here this weekend for the Cowboys-Eagles game. They'll be coming through the pregame show. We'll be doing some things this weekend, so I feel good about that. Clutch said he's feeling good about watching football and my youth football team that I coach and play under the lights tomorrow. Here we go. I tell you what, when I used to play youth football, man, it wasn't nothing like a night game. Whoo, boy, that was lovely. Gregory says, I feel good about Dak being back. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. North of the Star asks, will there be a show Monday morning? Absolutely. Absolutely, there'll be a show Monday morning. Monday morning might even be wilder than today, because I know y'all finna call in and be super hype about Monday. I know I said I won't be long today. We were long, but I don't think I'll be long Monday because I got a lot going on that day to get ready for Monday Night Football. I'm heading out to Texas Live super early to set up. Even though it's the evening game, I'm still heading out there early to set up because it's the first home game. Parking is going to be ridiculous. Traffic is going to be ridiculous, so I'll be there early. David C. says retirement. You just retired? Congratulations. Bro. Congratulations. Josh, I feel good that we're about to get that felony for killing some Eagles. Facts. Riker says, seeing my team play live in person on Monday for the first time. Wow. It is an experience, Riker. And you're doing it at Texas State or at AT&T Stadium. Man, that's what's up. That's what's up. Kermit says, Jimmy Johnson finally getting inducted into the Cowboys Ring of Honor. Let me bring up the chat box for you. I didn't bring y'all up all day. JR says, coming to Dallas to knock out this inspector exam today. Hey, knock it out, brother. Crush that thing. Stephen Jones, I feel good because the Cowboys are just getting started. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Steve White set my drums up. Eagles week feels good. Here's the other thing I'm feeling good about. I'm new to Texas, right? And I had made this tweet on Twitter. And I was like, man, shout out to Simi Fehoko for putting me on this song. I think you know how they did this thing where they do this fun thing. They ask a question, and the guys are coming into the locker room or coming back from practice. And one of them was about their favorite R&B song or something like that, or sing a song. Simi starts singing, and I'm like, whoa, my man got pipes, but hold up. What song is that? And the song he was singing was Tennessee Whiskey by Chris Stapleton. So I said, let me go look at the song. Bruh, I had no idea that Chris Stapleton not sing, he can sing. Chris Stapleton can sing. He could come to, you know how we going to do the cookout? He a cookout candidate. I know we didn't do cookout candidates today. We'll do cookout candidates on Monday. He could come to the cookout. And then I said, all right, let me go down let me go down a rabbit hole with Chris Stapleton. I found myself working yesterday listening to a dozen of Chris Stapleton songs, and I am officially a Chris Stapleton supporter. That boy, that man can sing. I'm convinced he got he's related to Aretha, Luther, Big Luther, not Little Luther, or somebody. Because that's not no country. He got country twang. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, he got the twang to him. But man, when he lets out, he's soulful as hell. So if you don't know who Chris Stapleton is, which a lot of y'all probably already do, man, go look him up. You'll thank me later, and you'll feel good. All right, man. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and press this button so we can get up out of here. It is Friday, Feel Good Friday. Love the show, love the energy y'all brought. I hope y'all enjoyed the energy I brought. And enjoy your weekend. No A to Z prime time. No A to Z prime time today. He'll be back Sunday night, probably to recap the NFL. I'll be back Monday, 8 a.m.-ish. Hey, happy birthday to Curtis Liggins' grandmother. Happy birthday, brother. Love y'all. Peace. Salute to the My God. We out. We want what?
I want me some glory hole.